Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So I am very excited to be able to bring to you the next two reviews, which are, at least at this stage, the last of the 80th anniversary Motorised Greatest Moments pack. I sent my husband on an adventure to see if he could find them in the Big W near where he works, and I'm very pleased to say that he succeeded in his mission. So in this review we're taking a look at the highly anticipated Percy Greatest Moments 3-pack. There's a lot going on here. We've got an exclusive Percy with detailing. We have a mail car and also these very interesting brake vans. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. We'll take a quick look at the packaging, but if you've seen my other reviews or any other reviews of these new classic engines for 2025, you'll see it's a very similar packaging. Percy here at the front, we've got the little 80th little logos. If you'd seen on my community tab, for some reason, the 80th logo has disappeared on the re-released version of Thomas and James. So the second wave of these engines is the Nia, Percy, James, and Thomas, I believe. And the Thomas and James, for some reason, don't have the little 80th tag on their packaging anymore. So read into that what you will. You can see we've got here Classic Percy written down, and then we can flip it around. The usual boring blah blah on the back. Nothing really on the bottom. We do have the little Thomas barcode though, which you know I all love. And then yes, we do have the old school CGI Percy here and another little picture of Percy here. So let's crack them open and take a look. Here they are, and we'll move this rolling stock to the side, although perhaps for some people it's the most exciting part. Let's get Percy right here in the frame. We'll do a little spin. All right, let's come in and look at that Percy face. And yep, you can see here, it is a fantastic Percy face. I will do a comparison to the individual pack Percy. But again, what I don't understand about these packs is they've been giving Thomas different facial expressions in all the different versions. And we'll see when I get to the barrel loader set that even though it's the same Thomas, he has a slightly different facial expression. But then what I've noticed is that they haven't given different facial expressions to any of the other characters between their releases in their individual packs and their Greatest Moments packs, which I don't understand, and also to me seems like a massive missed opportunity. But anyway, you can see if we come to Percy, we do have the white running board detail, again, only at the front, but we do have it. And we've also got his front buffers painted on. Otherwise, you can see the detailing is broadly the same. We have spring detailing here. We have the prints across the top for the boiler bands. We've got the dome here. We've got the separately molded whistle. You'll see here we've got some different texture detail on the side. Again, this seems to be like the water detail, but honestly, I don't know what the person at Mattel was smoking when they made this, because it doesn't look anything like water. I think this one is much less offensive than the one that's on Thomas, but I just don't understand what this is meant to be. Like, is it dirt? Because it's green. That's what I don't understand. Like, if it was black, kind of coal dust, maybe. But then he's also pulling the mail, so why would he be dirty? Anyway, so I hate this stuff. I don't understand what it is. It's silly. They should not do that. Come around to the back. Same detailing here on the back, but again, we don't have the back buffer printing. Come to the top, integrated coal and roof piece. And then now let's pull in the standard Percy. There you go. You can see we've got them both here. They've both got kind of the same, not the crispest eye printing, I would say. But you can see it's amazing what difference that little detail of having the printed running board and the buffers does in terms of just lifting up his design. Like, this to me just looks so much more premium just from two little extra splotches of paint. Then we come around to the side, and again, you can see that the details are largely the same. The rivet detailing is different for some reason. It's much larger on this Percy, you can see, and then it's also missing. So, for example, we've got rivet detailing here we don't have over here. And then we have none of the bottom rivet detailing on this one, but the really big ones around the door. So, again, why that was changed, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Otherwise, it looks like all the plastic colors are otherwise the same. Come on the other side, and yes, you can see we've got that same change to the printing brought over to the other side. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's so weird. If anyone knows why they have done that, then of course, please let me know down in the comments below. But yep, you can see that's the difference between the currently 2 available motorized Percys. Now we come to what to me is quite the interesting wagon. This is the mail wagon. I couldn't work out if this is like a redo of the one that just recently-ish was released in All Engines Go, but it doesn't have that hole in the top. So someone in the comments will probably know and correct me if this is a reprint or something of something else. What I have noticed is I think it's the same chassis as the Annie and Clarabelle, which come with the Talking Thomas. But as I talked about in that review, like the clicky wheels, I hate them. They're crap. They're very loud. They're very annoying. They feel very non-premium. Whereas this one, we've got smooth wheels. Why didn't Annie and Clarabelle have these wheels? Again, I've said on several videos now that the design choices they've been making for these have just been baffling in that there's just these weird inconsistencies that don't make sense. This is another one of those. Like, why? Why are these like this and this is like this? It just makes no sense. But otherwise, it's a nice looking mail van. I mean, it is a bit obviously more stylized with the way that the roof comes over quite a lot. But I don't hate that. It certainly gets the job done, although it is unfortunate that you only have printing on one side. Like, really? They couldn't afford to put the little envelopes on the other side as well. And I think somewhat frustratingly, you don't know that from the box because in the box it's packaged like this, so unfortunate. And then we have here the little brake van. Now, I think this is meant to be a 20-ton brake van, or at least that's what the internet is telling me. Again, I think the stylized roof here is really odd. I'm not quite sure, again, why they've curved them over so much. I mean, really, it should just be a flat roof. Flat roofs, I think, on both of these would look heaps better. But anyway, I'm not the person making that decision. Again, we have the spiky wheels, which I don't really understand. Like, no consistency. But it is a nice little piece. Very fun looking. Will look great sitting at the back of a train. But again, did Percy need to come with a brake van? I mean, this is the only piece of rolling stock, that's repeated across these sets, because Nia's got one as well. I think if it was me, I would have much preferred to have 2 mail vans, like 2 of these. I think would have been a much better decision than having one of these and one of these. But, you know, maybe someone else will have a different view. Please let me know down in the comments below. Let's hook them up all together. Noting, of course, that this Percy has not had the coupler replacement treatment done yet, but I will do that on him after this video. And you can see what Percy with the mail looks like. And again, I mean, that coupler distance is crazy. But these look quite nice together. Again, the fact they're not the same height, weird. The buffer heights here too are, again, crazy. Like, you can see how much higher off the ground. Like, there's no consistency in the design. I don't understand. Let me just pull out the other Percy so you can get a sense of what it's going to look like if you do some of the coupling modifications. And yeah, there we go. That looks much, much better. But he needs another mail van. So I'm going to go have to buy another Percy to get the more mail van. And I bought 3 of the Thomases, so I could get 1 to keep mint in box and 1 so I could get the other troublesome trucks out of it. I have resisted buying multiples of the other engines because they've been so hard to find. I don't want other people not to be able to get their hands on them, but I do think I might have to get a second Percy set, or maybe a third, so I can keep 1 mint in box and open up the other one so I can get some more of these mail wagons. Might get another Gordon if I see it too, so I can have more than 1 express coach. But anyway, swap that around. There you go. There's a little comparison there of the Percy. So this has all been a one-take review, and I hope that has made this a little bit more interesting. You've seen us compare it to the other Percys. Here it is next to Thomas, but you probably already know that. These guys look fantastic together. I just hate that we have the weird printing thing going on. But anyway, I've ranted about that enough in all the different videos. Percy set is fantastic. I highly recommend this one. I think it's a fun little Percy set. It makes sense, unlike some of these other classic greatest moments. It totally makes sense that Percy would be pulling the mail. I think this is a missed opportunity to have another mail car, and I still can't get over the weird design choices that have been made throughout this entire line. But certainly, if you can pick this up, go pick it up. And unlike the Thomas, I think this Percy is much less egregious in terms of that dirt detailing. So if you only get this version of Percy, I don't think it makes a huge difference. Whereas for me, I really have very mixed feelings about this printing on the Thomas. And I actually quite like the talking version as my favorite version of Thomas in this range. So that's what we've got time for. I hope you enjoyed this review and you got something out of it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and how you go about finding these. I found this in my local Big W, which is in the southern part of Sydney, Australia. So they are in Australia now, coming out. When they come around to the rest of the world, I don't know. But hopefully it will be soon. All right, thanks very much for watching. That's all we've got time for. See you, Stream Trains.